Dairy farming is known for its labour and time-intensive qualities. Lactating cows need to be milked from dawn and dusk, and it doesn't stop there. Milk's then churned, beaten, boiled, heated, frozen, even separated. So maybe we should give a little more respect to milk. Just check out what goes into making cheese.
My name is Peter Jeffrey and I'm a cheesemaker for Comboyne Culture, a small business that my wife and I own. And we're a boutique cheesemakers. Originally the factory was up in Comboyne, but since then I've moved it down here a little bit closer to home in order to build a new factory here in Taree. I had a good chance to sort of build something that's a little bit more tailor-made to my needs. I have an engineering background, so it was quite nice to adapt that to cheesemaking. With all the information I got from the other cheesemakers in the area, I was able to come up with a tailor-made design for the cheese factory.
White shirt, white hairnet, plastic blue apron. How do I look?
I've been doing it, I'd say, professionally for 3 years. The idea to do it was probably just one of my crazy ideas I always have. I have trouble trying to stick with one thing. Being house dad to my kids, I used to make a lot of things at home, make everything at home, and cheese was one of the things I loved. I always wanted to make cheese somehow. I did do a small course in home cheese making. I achieved a bit of more of a love of cheese, more of an understanding one. This end of the room will become the white end of the room. That end of the room will become the blue end of the room. My wife and I actually met over a cheese, but my wife had been travelling for quite a while, and I was given the challenge of trying to find some cheese for her. We were in the backwaters of Thailand, and I did manage to find a lovely little silver-coated block of craft cheddar. When I was first looking at getting into the cheese-making business, I was working with the cheesemaker in Comboyne. One of the most remarkable things I noted was that the cheesemaking that he was doing in creating 500 cheeses was exactly the same process of cheesemaking that I was doing at home when I was making my 5 cheeses. So it was really quite amazing. Everything was by hand, no machinery, and just patience, and you can achieve the same thing in the same amount of time. So 2 days I got 5 camemberts. Now 2 days you can have 500 camemberts doing exactly the same process.
How many are we going to make today?
We'll probably make around about 480 cheeses. This is the rennet we use for separating curds and whey. The theory side of it is definitely very, very scientific, but the making is very, very hands-on, and it's quite a beautiful thing to actually work with cheese. From the start to the finish, it's a very, very pliable material.
Oh, look at that. It's like custard. I love custard.
It's a beautiful feel to it, and a lot part of the feel is knowing
You've got to be very gentle.
how the texture of the cheese and the moisture content and so on like that, knowing it by feeling it and working it is a very important part about achieving a nice cheese. One of the greatest challenges for me in cheese making is the sanitation. You have to be really on top of it. I think probably 70% of cheese making is washing, cleaning, scrubbing, sanitising. It's a very, very important part. And also separation of the cultures, blue from white.
What an incredible amount of water and milk.
Whey.
Whey.
You do need a recipe for each cheese you make to create continuity with your cheese, taste, texture, etc. You want it to be 5.0% fat. Things that can actually affect that cheese can be the content of the milk, the age of the milk, whether it's a day or two old, or the degree of pasteurisation it's had. All those things can affect the final cheese. But with a boutique cheese, hopefully people can expect a few variations in the cheeses. It's just beautiful making cheese. It's very satisfying to have done something that people like so much, make a product. Being a small business in this area here is very, very important that we can source our ingredients locally too. So the pasteurised milk that I get is from Warhope, it's locally, and it's a very, very nice blended milk. This point here now, this tray is very heavy and we have to turn it over. I couldn't do it on my own, so I spent a lot of time devising this method.
Let's see how well this weight dispersing invention works. We've got a whole crate of cheese at stake. Where are you going to stand?
Stand right here.
Right.
I have faith. I'll go around.
No.
No? Go.
You stand closer.
No? Turn it first. Just turn it up on the end and shake hands and let it come back down.
Oh. Ta-da!
Perfect. Look at that. From day one, the milk arriving in the factory, it's probably around about 3.5 to 4 weeks before you'll see a cheese on the shelf. So I'd say around about 5 to 6 weeks is a really nice time to be eating a soft cheese. Probably about 50% of our cheese is sold through supermarkets, wineries, to a couple of local markets around here. We have a small little cheese shop at the factory here. One of the nicest things I find that's happened in my venture into cheese making has been being able to discuss my product with people. When I get customers either coming to the shops or the markets and they maybe compliment you on your cheeses or give you some their own experiences of cheeses. It's a lovely topic to talk about, and I find it encourages me to learn a lot more about cheese and try making new cheeses, which I'm currently doing at the moment. I remember every cheese. At the end of the cheese I have a small little diary I keep explaining first of all maybe some people who have helped me, and whether it was a hot day where we had trouble keeping temperatures right.
Well, I've been waiting a while for this.
Looks good. Cheers.
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 Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you. I think the skills needed for being a good cheesemaker is the passion. It's all in the passion. We can learn the theoretical side of it, the technical side of it.
So 5.5 weeks of the making. Here we go. Gone in 1 second.
But I think it's the passion.
This is sensational. Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy.
I've always wanted to make cheese, and I didn't even know how to make cheese at the time, but it was something that was always in the back of my head.
What did you think when you said, I want to buy a cheese making factory?
It was a bit of a gamble, of course, like with everything. But you know, it was also a nice change in life.
I never envisaged that I would have a cheese business, let alone build a cheese business. I think I need to also give a lot of credit to Uncle for letting me do that too. And that's a big important thing in my life. Yeah.
I love cheese. The making of it not, but eating it, yes.
Legend has it that cheese was accidentally discovered when a nomadic Arabian put his supply of milk into a pouch made from a sheep's stomach. By the end of a hot day in the desert, it had separated into curds and whey, the first steps towards a good cheese. Like many others before him, Peter Jeffrey's taken the art of cheese making to another level entirely, and with delicious results. Keep up the good work.